Hi, I'm Max from MARUI plugin. Today I want to show you how you can use MARUI for camera setup work. So let's get started. Okay, so here I've prepared a very simple scene. Just 3 cubes and a little bit of an animation. And let's say I want to have a camera now that records the cube as it falls down. So in Maya I just create it, move it around, rotate it accordingly. Maybe I'm gonna use a locator or something like this, but in general this is what I'm gonna do, right? And in order to check if I'm looking at it correctly, I'm gonna look through the camera and then maybe I find that I don't really like the field of view, I need a little bit of a broader field of view. Maybe the aperture is actually not so good, so I need to change the film gate. I have to first make it visible so I know what I'm doing here. And then I say, oh, well, I need it a little bit wider or taller. And then maybe I try to fit again the camera to whatever area I want to use. And in general, maybe I inch myself to a good solution. And well, this is a little bit annoying, since now I would have to start animating it frame by frame, or have some kind of a motion path to do it. I rather do it very quickly in VR. So let me delete this, and let's instead load MARUI. MARUI is just a very simple plugin, single file, just load it, and the MARUI shelf will pop up. Right? Start it by using this Start MARUI button, and click on Start. Here's VR, and since the scene is currently not where I want to look at it, I use this as Recenter My Scene button up here. And now I see what I'm doing. Okay, time to jump into my scene. I'm using the HTC Vive, but you can use the Oculus Rift just as much. Okay, and I'm in my scene. First I want to switch the UI layout from modeling to lighting rendering. That allows me to have this time slider on the left hand, so I can move through time in my Maya scene. And of course I could now zoom in and out in order to find the right size of my scene. However, let's say I have a very precise idea how big it is. So I open the settings and I use the small setting scene size in order to say, well, one Maya unit should be exactly 1 inch in real world. So I'm gonna set it up, and now if you look at the grid at the bottom, those are exactly 1 inch wide. Okay, now in order to set up a camera, I just use MARUI's POV camera tool on the left controller, and I just drag a frame around the aperture that I want the camera to look at. And here it is. It's a normal Maya camera. So I could just leave VR now and start working on it. However, there's still the problem with the animation, right? So I want to make this very, very simple now and use a feature called constraints. So I open the window, open the MARUI constraints window, and there I am able to attach VR devices to Maya objects or Maya objects to VR devices. And while they're attached, I can even let it record keyframes automatically. Now I don't want to have 25 frames per second, that's too fast. I want to record very slow. And I want to attach this camera to my HMD. So I'm just gonna set up the constraint by pressing the button, and then time starts rolling. Okay, break the constraint, and you can see the camera followed my head motion and recorded keyframes while I turned my head to follow the cue. Now it's a bit difficult to check whether I like the recorded motion. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the Look Through Selected option from the MARUI menu. And this will now put me directly into the camera, and I can use the animation UI layout. Here I have an animation menu with a playback mode. And you can see the camera actually does follow my head motion. Well, I don't need the constraints window anymore. And leave through selected. So here we are in Maya again. This is the camera that was created, and you can see we have the keyframes recorded for it. When I look through it, you can see this is exactly the aperture that I defined in VR. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.